right up for them. Snatch shot in the end, and one that Linfield are rather relieved to see go wide. They don't want to make their mission any more difficult. 2 points will secure them their place in Europe next season. But as a few of the Linfield staff were saying to me before the game, they want it done tonight if they possibly can. They want to wrap it up and not worry about matters at Solitude next week. Shields just caught there by Ryan. It's a testament, I think, as well to Tiernan that Lynch, that it's a full-strength team put out there tonight. Supporters at this time of the season, understandably, get a bit tetchy, can worry and think, we don't need anybody putting out weakened teams, please, not in the business end, not when there's so much at stake. You can't accuse Larne of doing that. That's as strong as they could have gone.
Well, exactly, and I think the home crowd would have expected the best team, because they want to applaud these lads who have been, you know, so instrumental in securing their first title, so they want to go and see them. And see them, and it would be hugely disrespectful from Larne and the staff.
Two top teams got 5 between them. A couple of early sights on goal for Larne. They maybe won't get an A for the actual accuracy, but it shows you they are full of confidence, and they've been clearly instructed to go and take their shots when they open up there for them.
Yeah, Mihal, I know young Mihal very well. He came through the programme, and he was an outstanding young player, and now he's found a home in Larne, and he's had a great season. He has this wonderful ability to go by people, and unfortunately he was never prolific.
Did score against Glentoran, however, opened his account. That's maybe gone to his head. We'll see more shots from him, but it's Clark. That's a dangerous looking ball in, just a bit too much elevation on it. Fallon was never going to be able to reach that. Nice natural ebb and flow inside these opening 7 minutes at Inver Park. I was at that game at the Coleraine Showgrounds last weekend, and well, it wasn't a classic, but Linfield getting the job done with 3 minutes to go. And the thing that really stood out to me, Jim, was apart from, you know, scoring that goal, and what that shows you is as soon as the full-time whistle went, 4 Linfield players dropped to the ground just out of fatigue. Yeah. And it really has been an energy-sapping season, and they're not the only team in that conversation, but you know, when you get to this stage, it is incredible that they are still able to put out really strong squads, isn't it?
No, I think it's a really valid point, yeah, because I think they suffered most because of the European game and what happened and how it happened, and to be at this point of the season in the position they found themselves in, I think it's a wonderful achievement from the players, because at one stage it looked as if their season was just going to peter away.
The expectation level is so high that people will be disgruntled at a League Cup final and second place, or League Cup victory, I should add. But look, that's the levels that Linfield are used to, and that David Healy himself has helped set in recent years. But Larne get the free kick there. Shane Andrews quickly giving the decision. Sule able to move it on. Want. Bonus peeling away in the middle. He's wanting a delivery in there. It's taking a touch on the way, and it will be a corner kick to Larne. Linfield needing their wits about them here as the Inver men try and break the deadlock. An in-swinging delivery you would expect Half a dozen Larne players in and around the penalty area. Over the head of Gordon it comes. It's got a touch. Bonus wasn't able to guide it goalwards. Good opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great ball. And Lee Bonus, hard to believe I don't think he expected it. I think did Daniel just do enough? Did he get a touch maybe and come off him? But you know, with his goal scoring record and the way he's playing at the moment, it's a chance.
Looking for his 20th goal of the season across all competitions. Lee Bonus has had an exceptional season with Larne and has showed a lot of people that he is able to live up to the price tag that comes with such pressure. As stand up for the champions reverberates from the stands, and you can see the supporters joining in.
And Lee pretty much he hit the ground running, which was really important for a striker coming with that sort of fee. Huge pressure on his head. You know, getting off to a good start was very helpful, of course, but he's just kind of continued that, and he's again played a massive part in them winning the title.
Young and old out in numbers. The community support throughout the week has been something else. Local shops in Main Street with the bunting, the flags, the Larne emblems there clear to see. There's even been buns on sale, Larne Champions buns. I mean, everyone's been getting in on the act. I don't know how they tasted, but they looked the part. I'm sure they were lovely. A bit of head tennis there by Roscoe, who was heading the wrong direction from his own perspective. Gordon wanted the give and go. Wasn't able to get it there. Linfield diligently defending. Not able to get out, though. Well, some hunger to get it back. That's looking like some battle, as the delivery is a decent one, and Bolger stands up and clears the ball away from the area.
Yeah, what's important tonight for Linfield is to press the game, get on the front foot, not get carried away or get lulled into party atmosphere. It's important that they really press and put Larne under pressure and ask questions.
Cooper. A little bit of keep ball over there for Linfield as they try and thread it through. McLean denied the route, but Linfield able to keep players forwards. Lawrence turned to do a bit of defending. Miller, unlike him, took a heavy touch and chance to break here. Bonus just stumbled, but with his challenge might have set Larne through, and Andy Ryan was off balance as he attempted that one.
Multiple mistakes from both teams there. You know, Jimmy has got to do better there. Obviously he's trying to take it with his wrong foot, and then Daniel's got to do better. Lee drops it off. He's got to make the keeper work. You know, it's a great opportunity. You've got to go across the keeper and make him work.
Well, not too often Andy Ryan misfires, but he did on that occasion. That spared Linfield after a couple of unlikely characters both misjudged what they were doing. Ryan adding his physicality. Leroy Miller will always be a willing runner.
Yeah, he's made a massive difference this year. I think he's been a massive plus. I remember covering the game for the BBC when they played Crusaders here. And for 45, maybe an hour, it's the best I've seen in the Irish League this year, I have to say. Or was it last year even? But they were so good, and he was so good. And it's no surprise that he's nominated for one of the players of the year. I think he's made a huge difference to the Larne side.
Playing with the armband on as well, so that tells you all you need to know about what the manager and the players think of him. An instant hit. And compare and contrast seasons. If you're Leroy Miller, last year the agony of the Irish Cup final and how Ballymena United lost it, and this season County Antrim Shield, and now the Gibson Cup. And if you've been living under a rock, the presentation to follow this match, I think it's fairly well documented at this stage. The excitement has been palpable in recent days. Everyone's been talking about it. Roscoe just looking round to see where Bonus was before he played that. Fallon felt he might have taken a little nudge in the back from Soulé, but referee Shane Andrews happy to allow play to continue. Chris Johns put under a bit of pressure there, but calmly dealing with it. And a lot of the headlines last week would have gone to Niall Quinn from Linfield's game for his goal, but Chris Johns' save in the second half is one of the saves of the season, and it could be the difference between European football. It certainly kept them in the conversation, and a very different feel towards these final two games had he not have got there.
Yeah, you could tell the celebrations even after the game. You knew how important it was. You knew how important Chris's save was. You know, and tonight, you know, it's huge for Linfield.
Clark took the touch. The home fans behind the goal were asking for handball. Referee says nothing doing, and towards the corner. Kirk Miller, the man placing the ball. Rowan Ferguson organising his defence. Who will be able to get on to the end of this one? A couple of the recent deliveries from Linfield haven't been on the money. That one looked better, but Bulger, imperious. And Shields, well, he assessed the danger, went to the ball, and it's been played in behind now. Ryan glancing into the middle, and Leroy Miller looking for the volley, just unable to connect.
Yeah, it's a great move. Chrissy's gambled and hasn't taken the ball. Ryan could actually have gone even closer into the box there. But it's, yeah, Leroy Miller's made 90 yards up to get in the box. He's, from a corner kick.
Lively start to the match. 16 gone at Enver Park. Cooper trying to hang on the back of Kelly. Did pressure the fullback into playing the ball, but Linfield haven't quite been able to wrestle their way back into possession. Like many of these matches, it's likely going to be another night of fine margins. Roscoe. Wanted a bit more movement ahead of him, and that little hesitation whilst they waited for it to come allowed the home team to get back on the ball again. No, I wasn't able to get a touch. Finlayson did well to gauge that. Just the bounce off the surface made it somewhat tricky for him. That's a nice pass from Miller. Plenty of options ahead here for Larne. This is a promising attack. Linfield have been able to get players back, but we know how comfortable Larne are on the ball, and they don't mind being patient.
I think key for Linfield tonight is trying to get Joel Cooper and releasing Joel. If we're taking a little play up front, try and dominate midfield and try and find the extra man. Joel Cooper's crucial for that. They're going to have to find him in holes and little pockets.
Ryan, I think, was wanting the ball taken off him by his teammate there. Just a breakdown in the telepathic communication between the two, and that's afforded Linfield a chance. Cooper wanted such a big physical presence. He came out on top. A real character too here a couple of weeks ago after the defeat against Ballymena United, and people were wondering would there be a wobble, and in the warm-up when the players were coming out through the tunnel, he was singing one of the pop songs that was playing over the tannoy, and I thought, we're talking about pressure, and Sean Want is singing one of the top 40 singles. He doesn't seem to mind, and so that's proven to be the case. They've been very, very good in these post-split games. Teams struggling to lay a glove on them.
Post-split, they've been excellent. You know, they came out and they really, you know, when you looked at their run of fixtures, they knew it was, you know, it was going to be very difficult. But, you know, you have to say the results, the performances, the only real dip was the semi-final, where they really didn't, you know, and that's credit obviously to Ballymena, but they didn't really play anywhere near the levels they've shown since the split. So, you know, tonight, as I say, you know, if Linfield get lulled into this party and, you know, and it's not, there is so much for Linfield to play for here, and they've just got to up the tempo, try and get the ball down, try and pass it through midfield, try and get Joel Cooper in that little pocket. Kirk Miller, another one who'll be important for them tonight. But Larne are starting to dominate a little bit more.
Well, scoring against Larne is the challenge, isn't it? Tiernan Lynch's side have conceded just 3 league goals in 2023.
Fantastic record.
Deep ball in, just not quite reaching bonus. Chris Shields, the former Brian Dundalk man, clearing his line. Souley's going and still going. Poured out of the air by Jones. And he does enough at the second time to eventually be able to gather the ball. That was a nervy moment for Linfield.
Souley does fantastic here. He has a little shimmy. Brilliant. Great ball. And probably again, Lee Bonus will be disappointed. Chris is trying to, you know, he's trying to get after the cross and better contact. Larne could be one up. Great play from Souley.
A couple of times now Souley's got on the ball and been able to drive into Linfield's box. Interesting to know what's going through the thoughts of Tiernan Lynch. Has it sunk in, the success, you know, and how long does it take for that to happen? Because you spend so long trying to do something, when it arrives, I imagine it's nearly surreal.
Yeah, I think he's been very honest in his own assessment, him and his staff. You know, they had a real character assassination. They looked at how they were doing things, and obviously things did need to change because they were strong for parts of the season last year and fell away, so there were questions to be asked. I'm sure they did a real strong SWOT analysis, and they've come back with answers. And I heard Kenny talk about it this week, where, you know, you have to examine yourself. It's a test of character, and they've come through it, you know. So it's testament again to Tiernan and his staff, where, you know, they've really looked deep inside and they've come up with answers. And listen, that's what the game's about.
Referee just making sure the throw-in was taken in the correct position. Souley able to get the ball to Want. And Bulger, as he looks forward, has a line of 6 players in advanced positions that he can try and pick out, and that in the end isn't a good pass. But it shows you the attacking freedom or encouragement, whichever way you want to view it, that Larne are going with here. The new champions brimming with confidence. Their fans quite literally beating the drum. Great challenge there. No doubt about that free kick being given. Cooper just having an extra little word there to say what he thought.
Yeah, it's a silly one. Like, it's a referee could easily have booked him. I know it's the first real serious tackle in the game, but it was definitely late. And Cooper picked up a great space.
Larne picking up a great space here. Ryan, that was a timely tackle on him as Gallagher clips it into the sky. Souley sinks to the surface, but the referee thought he was looking for that contact and hasn't given the free kick. And Linfield failed to capitalise.
Yeah, just 2 balls, You know, they find him, the Joel's in them. Lovely. Now, they want him higher, but he's in good pockets. That's twice now where they've found him. Release ball, first pass out of defence. But Kirk Miller there, the Kirk Miller that we know is a lad. If he's brimming with confidence, he picks it up and runs at people. So, you know, again, for Linfield to do well tonight, you're going to have to see a little bit more of that.
Bonus sinking to win the header. He did actually very well to flick that on. The Blues managing it. 24 minutes approaching. And the best chances of the game have gone to the home team. Gallagher. Cooper will happily take the throw in, I think, in those circumstances, walking along that line with no real room to manoeuvre. Larne do not really afford much space at all, but Cooper's found a little pocket of it here. They quickly surround him again. It's very admirable how that's being defended. Vertuinen was looking for the ball. There's a collision ahead, but the stoppage as well as that would have come anyway because the offside flag is up.
Again, Joel finding space, great ball. What a great header that is from Shea Gordon. Brilliant header. Fantastic defensive header. He's taking a whack, obviously, but it's a great header. But noticeable, again, Joel Cooper, you know, finding areas to work in, finding areas to play in. And if they can get him on the ball, he will cause damage. Great header, though, Shea.
Once the players are being looked after, it is a chance for both benches to get refreshments out for the players. It is a warm evening, and also a few tactical instructions, you would imagine, as well.
No, I think given everything that was going on before the game, there's actually a nice tempo to the game. There's, you know, this feeling that Larne may have just been in this party atmosphere, but again, credit to them. They've come out and they're trying to have a go. Linfield now just need to up the tempo.
David Healy clearly trying to keep the encouragement up for his players. Ross Oliver watching on. I think they're all just looking on to see how everybody is. Both men back on their feet, which is good news. They'll leave the pitch momentarily, but it does look as though they'll be able to rejoin in a moment. Watching across the pitch there, because Kirk Miller was stretching out and he was injured in the second half last week. I just wonder, is he not quite 100%? Such an important game. You know, these are calculated risks that maybe people make. We shall keep an eye on that one as well, as both teams return to 11 men each. Sule sweeps it to Kelly. Speaking of sweeping, I think that was straightforward. In games like this, Larne often dictate the tempo. How do you break a team's tempo? Is that going to be part of the problem for Linfield, not allowing that to happen?
Well, first and foremost, they've got to dominate the ball, and that's a good pinch. That's a really good pinch. Now this is where they've got to hurt.
Kelly watching as Cooper comes on to him. Sule showing support. Larne working very hard to get back. Linfield get the throw in.
And he plays an important role, Chris Shields. You know, he needs to dominate the ball. He needs to get them playing, keeping possession of the ball, getting Larne to chase the ball.
Certainly, if anyone wondered, would Larne players be jogging about disinterested tonight? They've not shown that whatsoever. I don't think it would be tolerated, quite frankly, anyway. But a tight game. Linfield not really able to carve out any significant chances. Larne have had a couple. Bonus will probably think that at least one of them could have been a goal. As it stands, we await the breakthrough. There is Bonus.
And that's what he's done brilliant for them. That's what probably they lacked. They lacked, you know, Larne had always technical, very high technical midfield players. Miller's come in and without being disrespectful to him, his strengths running on, being very physical, athletic, you know, gets in the box. Lee Bonus is the same. You know, he's shown a real physical capacity to hold the ball up, get Larne back in the game, even on a 50-50 like Addy, bringing people into play.
Larne were very honest that last season they were good at one thing but not good at being able to switch it up, and they have found more components to allow them to be a fuller, more complete squad.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Tiernan Lynch was on 5 Live explaining that to Chris Sutton and Dion Dublin. I'm surprised he still talks to the likes of me, but
I'm not. Chris Sutton. Chris who? Who?
Bulger.
Great ball.
Lovely pinged pass. Kirk Miller doing the dirty work, getting back, getting the 2 in. As Larne get their set piece. Gallagher in communication with his keeper just to make sure they're both on the same wavelength. Kane Bulger standing in front of both of them. Jones able to get gloves to it, and Cooper, well, I'm not sure too many of his teammates wanted to see him doing keepy up. He's in the penalty box. Got away with that one. And Vertainen, well, was chasing it, but it was always a bit of an ask. Jones did really well to get through the bodies there with Bulger, and Cooper, I think we can just see the cogs turning in his head, and then he went, oh, what am I doing? One touch too many. An audible scream from one of the Larne players there. They were not impressed with the free kick, feeling it was soft, and I think
he's probably right.
I think they've got a point.
And that shriek was me.
If I can hear your thoughts now, Jim, I really am in trouble. The County Kildare defender Bulger harking to his teammates to hold the line. He doesn't want to see anybody straying. Miller. Well,
he's every right to do. He's every right to ask questions there. I think that was a fantastic ball. No one has peeled around the back. It's a great trajectory. It's in a great area. And you would have that's bounced on the 6-yard line. You would be expecting people to go and head that. He's every right to ask the question.
Oh dear, poor pass from Bulger. And Cooper couldn't curl it into the corner.
Yeah, big mistake, big opportunity. I can't wait to see how close this is.
Frustration etched on the face of Cooper. That was presented to him on a plate. Well, a really strange moment in Larne's defence, and Linfield could so easily have got the game's first goal there.
Yeah, noticeable Jones becoming more predominant in the game. Even now, I think he's probably hit it just a little bit too early as well, but he's obviously really sized it up and fancied it. I think he could have taken another touch and got a little bit closer.
Vertainen and Want were very tightly marking one another there. Vertainen having a nibble away again there. I think there's one or two players beginning to show signs of just not being quite pleased with how things are going.
Yeah, we definitely need something to happen in the game. You know, we need more goalmouth action. We need a little bit more of that. Probably need a little bit more aggression in it in terms of their pass, and even that tackling aspect of it.
Well, the last 3 meetings between the teams were drawn games after 90 minutes. Larne went on and won 2 of those matches in the end on penalties. clearly it's 90 minutes and then job done tonight, so they tend to be very close affairs. Not to put the Scud on things, two of them were 0-0 as well.
Absolutely, they tend to cancel each other out, but there's enough on the pitch in terms of quality to make things happen here, and there have been chances. Larne have created a better chance, but that's a great chance, I think, for Joel. Unfortunately, we didn't see the replay.
Shields able to get his foot in there, and Linfield have been given the verdict. Larne were hoping to be able to progress, but that's been cut short by the referee's whistle. "11 minutes remaining of normal time in the first half. And a reminder that a win tonight for Linfield would secure second spot. They need 2 points from their final 2 games, assuming, of course, that Glentoran win their final 2 matches, but you don't want to leave it in anyone else's hands, do you?
No, I think our main objective tonight, win the game. Linfield's main objective, you know, speaking to the staff before the game, it was all eyes on the prize and winning this.
And at half-time and at full-time, we're going to hear more reaction from figures from in and around Larne Football Club on this historic night for them. Everybody now knows, founded in 1889, everyone now knows how long the wait was, and they can't wait for it to be over and be able to witness for the first time in history Tiernan Lynch and his players, Larne Football Club, get their hands on the holy grail of football in this country, the Gibson Cup. Matters on the field, not quite living up to all the drama and all the billing just yet.
No.
Possession stolen back, and Bonus pushing it wide. Ryan, well, he's done ever so well to balance himself and find a ball in, and Gallagher and Jones between them weren't quite sure who was doing what, and Gallagher took charge, which is an awful lot better than the alternative if you're the defending team and everyone's leaving and waiting.
Yeah, Ryan's done great there. You know, it's a difficult one for Jimmy Gallagher to deal with, but I think he dealt with it well. And again, Sule picking up the bits, that's again a noticeable part of his game where he picks up second ball. Now the referee stopped it. We need a little bit more fluidity in the game.
McLean. Cooper couldn't get it under control. Want wasn't waiting around, arriving quickly and decisively, making that challenge. These benches pacing around a fair amount. Maybe shows you just deep down underneath it all there is a bit of nervous energy amongst them, even if the poker-faced expression from David Healy there wouldn't give it away. Cooper. Miller. Once again, Larne defending very astutely, very convincingly. We see Chris Shields on a mazy run there, worked the ball to Vertainen. It's back to Shields now, and there was only one Linfield player in the box, which made it really easy for Owen Ferguson.
Yeah, it's not a great cross from Chrissy. You know, he's better, he's certainly better in that, but you're right, there was only Matty Clark in the box.
Ryan has been drifting across that front line, hasn't he? Taking turns, showing up on either side and keeping Linfield's defence honest. He's bending one. Oh my word! That is absolutely top drawer. And on a night where Larne are talking about putting the icing on the cake, I think we've just seen it.
Fantastic goal. Do you know what? It's a great run, a great ball. Ryan's made a fantastic run. Shea Gordon's run 60 yards, right, and dragged Matty Clark with him. It's a wonderful give and go. It's a wonderful set. And do you know what a goal. We're standing right behind it. It's a magnificent goal. Chris Jones can't do anything about it. It's top stanchion. It's a wonderful set, though. Brilliant goal. Fabulous goal.
He caressed that so casually, but so deliberately. And Chris Jones, full extension, one of the best keepers in the league, couldn't get anywhere near it.
His run initially, Michael, was a brilliant run. He's recognised space, especially with the three centre halves that Linfield are employing tonight. Space is down the side. Matty Clark has been dragged. Shea Gordon, as I say, gut busting run. It's a lovely setup. What a setup, and it's there to be hit. And he's caressed it, as you say, right into the top corner. Wonderful goal from Larne.
A moment of quality to bring the game to life, and certainly to excite a few looking on who are wondering, certainly Glentoran fans, will there be a favour for them here? Stunning goal.
Yeah, we talked about getting a goal, having a goal in the game. What a goal. What a fantastic finish. All of his own doing as well. Well, you know, it was wonderful. Now, let's ask serious questions of Linfield. Linfield have got to increase the quality and the tempo. Roscoe and Finlayson have got to step into the game as the wide centre halves. They've got to dominate because they're getting areas to run into. They're going to have to commit now. They're going to have to commit people forward if they want anything from the game.
I think Ross Oliver's expression summed it up there, didn't it? A little scratch of the chin. Hoping for that. Leave that to you to say. Larne 1, Linfield 0. And they were already in great form, the home support. That has just added an extra decibel onto it. Possession ceded by the visitors. Ryan, whose goal separates the teams, just beaten to the ball that time by Gallagher. No surprise to hear the home fans singing Andy Ryan's name. One of the very impressive January signings. Bonus. Another goal now for Larne. Could well put this beyond Linfield before the break. But Jones able to gather.
Yeah, great play again from Larne. Lovely patient play. Magnificent touch from Lee Bonus. Again, Shea Gordon's making fantastic runs. He's asking questions of Matty Clark. Probably Bonus should do better there, but Larne are just full of confidence now.
Well, Linfield have taken just 22 points from a possible 54 against the other 5 teams in the current top 6. It points to part of the problem. They are behind to the new champions. Cooper. St Andrews delving into his pocket, producing a yellow card for Joel Cooper.
Yeah, I think it's just frustration from Joel. Like, it's sloppy play. He's certainly, you know, he's a talented lad, and he's got to be better than that. Isn't Fallon, McLean, Shields have got to do better. You know, they're getting overrun now in midfield. They're getting more physical in terms of Larne's physicality in there. They've got to they've got to be braver. They've got to try and get on the ball. They've got to get Cooper and they've got to get Miller in the game.
Gordon not giving Clark any change there. Miller. Gallagher quick to stick his boot out. Finlayson can only clear it as far as Glenn. Larne knocking at the door here. Perilous time for Linfield. Cracking bit of skill. Cooper, well, he would love the cavalry to arrive. It hasn't, and instead Miller knocks over Cooper. And Joel Cooper was, I think, expecting a card to come out there.
Yeah.
Those fouls that some commentators will say are smart and some supporters get annoyed by, but I think depending on which team you are, you have very polarised views on what that's about, but it's effective when you're defending. I'll say that much. Ever do one of them, Jim? We smart foul?
Yes, yes. No, they weren't so smart. They were pretty blatant. One, I couldn't catch anyone once they get by me.
True story. The first time we met, Milk Cup, long time ago, I remember saying, Jim, I always love you. Good for a wee dirty tackle. And Jim put me in a headlock that day.
Tackling was never my contact. Headlocks, yes.
Might have talked myself into another one here at the break. Free kick given. Linfield with questions they ask of themselves. Just one additional minute at the end of this first half. Cooper. Kelly behind him. Glynn was the other side. Miller this time is put extra height on it, and it may still fall here. McLean, Soulé, he's got a toe in. Saved by the feet of Ferguson. Cooper denied.
That's a chance, Michael, for inside the box, falling to Joel Cooper on his left foot. He's got to score. He's got to score. Okay, he's hit the target, he's asked a question, but I think he's got to score. Big chance.
Leroy Miller was not happy with one or two around him there, that was able to even happen. But Ferguson, the former Linfield keeper, makes a very quick reflex save. Larne have won so many of these balls. They don't win that one. Finlayson got the header, but somebody in the road stopping it, heading towards goal.
Big chance. Big chance. I don't know if it hit. Maybe Vertanen may have hit one of his own players, but Daniels stole it half a yard. It's a great chance. Well, it has. It has.
Off the back of it to Vertanen. And, well, maybe Linfield will say when your luck isn't in, it's sort of one of those conclusions to a season where you point at different moments. But Larne showing exactly what they're about, and that man walking off Andy Ryan, a majestic goal.
Yeah, fantastic goal. You know, a goal to lighten any game. You know, it's a wonderful bit of quality. Deserved it. Unselfish for
because we defensively are very. We've got lads in midfield who not only run forward but run back. So it's a really good recipe for a team that doesn't concede goals. It could be, I think, 30 clean sheets. It's quite absolutely staggering.
Ian, thank you very much for your time. Former Northern Ireland international Ian Dowie. Second half is going to get underway very soon. Obviously, this is a night of celebration for Larne coming up. They're going to get the trophy. We'll bring you full live coverage of that after the game. But crucially for Linfield, a victory would secure second spot and European football next season. They've got to come from behind, though. They're 1-0 down at the break, so let's go back to our commentary team of former Northern Ireland captain Jim Magilton, and first, Michael Clark.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Get a real sense of the atmosphere with Thomas and his guest there, Jeff Hughes. Just so proud, I think, and that comes across, doesn't it, Jim? Of he's a local boy and he knows the story.
And he's come full circle. You know, he's had a professional career, wonderful career, and he finishes it here. And you know, what a fantastic occasion for him. You know, to come here and to win the Gibson Cup. It's fantastic, and it's nice to, you know, it's a pity you only had 10 minutes of Ian Dowie, you know, because he could speak for an hour. He has automatic gums. He was my roommate for Northern Ireland for many years, and he actually did talk in his sleep, Michael. He never stops.
You know what? Whoever was in the room beside the pair of you, they're probably still hear your voices.
That man's pregnant.
Honestly. Well, we are underway in this second half. Andy Ryan's worldie. The difference in the game. Linfield need to find an answer to it.
Yeah, big second half for Linfield. Big second half.
Miller just couldn't quite get enough on that. Shields budged over. Glynn sheepishly apologising as he jogged away quickly.
Silent assassin is Nihal.
Finlayson. Possession turned over, and Thompson spinning around and looking for the pass. And well, Larne can be selective if they wish to be. They have not been pedestrian at all in this game, very much methodical, and struck when their moment arrived. They had a couple of chances before that they didn't take, and I just wonder at half-time, we saw the Cooper chances. I wonder just how much that was playing on the mind of the Linfield bench and the Linfield team in general. You know, the what-if moments in matches.
And I think even the one that fell to him in the box is a better chance, Michael. But again, no coincidence that if Linfield are going to get something from the game, they've got to get him on the ball. You know, Joel is the key here tonight. And the reverse of that, you know, Kurt Miller's playing as a wing-back tonight. Micheál Glynn down this left-hand side. They can definitely capitalise on it.
Well, this is the one you're referring to. Ferguson making a very good save there, but there was an inquest afterwards from Larne as to how Linfield won that ball. They won that one, and then it fell again. But as we're watching that, Larne coming forwards, and Glynn's cross hits Gallagher. Handball is given there, and Gallagher is asking what more he could have done to move out of the road.
Yeah, this handball thing's drive me insane. You know, even last night in the Europa League, there were some incredible decisions. You know, this week's been again subject to a lot of VAR, and handballs are just you know, it's such a weird and wonderful world that we live in terms of football, in terms of calling these.
Well, we've seen plenty of incidents lately which make you realise even with VAR you don't necessarily get the answer you might expect. Glynn is the player preparing to put it into the box. Well, there's a good bit of shoving going on in there, but Chris Jones coolly collecting over the crowd.
Yeah, brilliant from Chris.
Just what you want of your goalkeeper, taking pressure off the defenders, at least for the time being. Larne unbeaten in their last 15 Premiership games, 11 of those wins coming into this, and in that period 13 clean sheets.
Brilliant.
They are in the box seat here. Bonus just eased off the ball, but continued making a nuisance of himself. There will be a goal kick to Linfield. Did Ian Dowie answer that question about Lee Bonus and all the interest in him?
No. He talked around it, being the politician that he is. He waffled on. Would I say waffled? By the end, no, I wouldn't.
Just wondering what you thought, a seasoned pro as you are as well.
So the answer is still undecided. But I'm sure there is interest. You know, people that scoring goals, the hardest thing in football is to put the ball in the back of net, and he's done that on a regular basis. So I'm sure there is interest, even though Ian's